Hello, everyone. Hey, welcome to join me today. Today's topic is related to a video interview. And let me give you a little bit background of myself. My name is Ning Wei, and I graduated from Rutgers University Business School 2013. And I still remember my senior year, I was looking for a job. That was a lot of struggle, a lot of pressure for me. I went to many different interviews. I submit a lot of resume, but all I got was a rejection letter. And the company doesn't really provide me a very, true feedback. And so that was very frustrating for me. But after I graduated, I spent a couple of months looking for a job. My first job was at Bloomberg as a financial analyst. And I stayed there for just a bit of time. And I went to another financial service company, and then my final employer was at Goldman Sachs. I went to investment banking industry, working at Goldman Sachs. But during the time, I was reached out by a lot of Rutgers alumni, and they are looking for some other career advice, how to get into the Wall Street. And I was also interviewing people at Goldman as well. So I find out there's a big gap between job seeker and the employer. So that's why I decided to basically left Goldman Sachs and starting my own business. It's called HireBeat, right? So by all means, I'm not an expert for coaching the video interview, but as insider, because video interview is basically our industry and ATS is our industry. So I can provide you a little bit of perspective from insiders. So that's pretty much, about my background. And so enough about myself and HireBeat. Let me walk you through about video interview. So first of all, what is the video interview? There are two types of video interview. One is live video interview, kind of like phone screening or just you and me right now. Kind of like you can see the both sides human interaction. And the other is on-demand one-way video interview. So I guess the focus for today's lecture or presentation, I will focus on the on-demand video interview. Some people call that AI video interview. So the first thing I will tell you is, a lot of people ask me is who review the video interview? Who review on-demand video interview? Who review one-way video interview? Is that AI or a human? So I can feel pretty confident to tell you that 99% of the time is human. Right? I mean, AI definitely can, reveal certain metric, but not so many people leveraging that. And a lot of people are questioning about, the accuracy and a lot of compliance concerns. So that's why, I think if you receive video interview invitation, the last thing you should be concerned is AI. So it's going to be human, right? We did a lot of research on existing competitor of HireBeat. So that's something I can feel confident to say. All right. If I know some company claiming they're using AI, but one thing I can assure you is definitely not facial recognition, right? They don't analyze your facial expression, nothing like that. If they're gonna leverage the AI, it's gonna be a language processing technology. Okay, that's a little bit of background on the one-way video interview. Another thing is why the company use one-way video interview. Like why you as a job seeker, maybe, why do you need to care, right? So now a lot of research we have conducted, 65% of the big company will consider about, adapting one-way video interview in the future, in the future 5 years. So that means if you're a job seeker in the 5 years, every 3 jobs interview, phone screening you have received, one of those 3 gonna be one-way video interview. So that's the market trending. As the business side, so as job seeker, since as job seeker doesn't really have bargaining power on the method of interview conducted. So that's something you really need to care, right? All right. So I guess the next topic is what is the basic rule for video interview? I mean, this also apply, live video interview and also on-demand video interview. Especially on-demand video interview, the first thing you need to be consider is your device, right? This really goes without saying. You have to, have proper device. But one thing people always make a mistake is browser, internet browser. after research, we feel confident saying that Google Chrome is very safe choice. So that's something we really recommend. And also the internet speed. Not so many people check internet speed before they go to the video interview. 15 megabyte per second is the minimum. So if you want to be successful at video interview, you may want to check your internet speed. That's the second metric. Another one, the third one is surrounding and lighting. You always want to make sure, because at the end of the day, human really review your video interview. So that is something you should be caring, that there's to eliminate all the background noise, and also make sure the setting is good, and because a good setting can bring out pretty positive energy, and so I think that's something you should be prepared beforehand. And also eye contact, right? Eye contact is also important. You want to make sure that you bring like your full energy, and I feel like a lot of time the human resource, or recruiter review your answer during the interview, but another big metric they're also looking at is the energy you bring to the table, right? If you have positive attitude. So eye contact is also very important. And also dress, right? So what do you dress to the video interview? I understand that it's not person-to-person interview, but it doesn't make any less formal to that, right? So whatever you're gonna dress to the real formal interview on site, that will be the same dress you wear to the video interview, even though there's no other person on the other side just yet, right? Because you're recording yourself, but that's something you also need to make sure. Okay. All right. So another thing is, I guess there's a demo, right? So once you receive video interview invitation, you can. A lot of providers give you one chance to actually try it before you conduct a video interview. So take advantage of that. You have 15 seconds to 30 seconds to really test your device and just get a feeling of how to conduct video interview, kind of like a demo practice one, right? So take advantage on that. And the next point is, I guess, the time duration for each interview. Okay, like what is the time to answering each video interview questions? There's a couple of selections from the video interview provider. One is 90 seconds, one is 120 seconds, and the other is 180 seconds, right? But of course, employer can customize their time duration, but those are the three options that the system provided. So after research, we conducted that 3 minutes, 180 seconds is the most common one. So if you're gonna, prepare your video interview and video interview questions, and you probably wanna kind of make sure that you answer all your answer in 3 minutes, okay? But another thing I think I need to mention is that you don't have to take entirety of 3 minutes. Just remember is HR review your question. So my suggestion is take 80% of the entirety of the time, right? So if you're gonna do a little bit of draft, before you prepare a different interview question, so my suggestion is 260 to 300 words. So that will be pretty much you can answering all those questions. Okay. So yeah, I know a lot of people start joining the live chat right now. So if you guys have any question, feel free to leave in the comment sections, and I will make sure to answer all those questions. Either now, or I can wait for the Q&A session that I answer everybody's concern. Okay. So, and also another thing I want to know, I want to tell you is how many trials that you can really do, right? How many times? I know this is a pretty new method, one-way video interview to a lot of job seekers. How many times they can actually try it? Usually just one time. I know from investment banking industry, usually people give just one time. You can try to record it one time. If you're not happy, you can just try a second time, and that's it, right? But I know Goldman Sachs probably don't give you another chance. You can just record it, and what is done is done. So always make sure to read instruction. They will tell you how many times you can try it. So always want to be mindful about those things, and also the deadline too, right? So sometimes you receive email notification saying, hey, you are being invited for a video interview, you want to make sure there's a deadline embedded in the email body. So you want to make sure if you pass the deadline, once you click the link, they will be no longer available. So you basically miss the chance. All right, so that's the duration for the video interview. And also a lot of people ask me how many questions usually are they for a video interview. Usually going to be 3 to 5. That's kind of the industry standard. But just remember, this is a initial phone screening. One-way video interview, the goal, why a lot of people use that is they want to eliminate the phone screening process, because this process is very, very time consuming. We actually did a little bit of experiment. We posted a job on LinkedIn, and actually we also want to hire an intern as well. So in 3 days, we received 472 resumes. 472 resumes, so that's a lot. We spent hours to went through all the resumes, and the next stage is phone screening. That part is very time consuming, all the back and forth on scheduling, and also I can't really take proper notes, I can't really share the candidate performance. So that's why people use video interview. So yeah, so 3 to 5 questions, that's pretty much industry standard to use that. Okay, any questions so far? You guys can feel free to leave question related to this part. I can try my best to answer it, on the go. All right, so I guess the next topic. So now we understand the basic rule for video interview and basic foundation and basic structure. And the next topic I want to cover is how to be successful during the video interview. Like, what type of questions that do you expect during the video interview? Okay, so there are 2 types of major video interview question, are they? Okay, the first one is behavior question. Behavior question is always play a very, very important role during the video interview. And the second part is industry knowledge. I know a lot of people will ask, what about technical question? Well, technical question usually doesn't really play a big role in the initial phone screening or screening process. Usually technical question gonna be later the stage. The hiring manager, not the recruiter, the hiring manager gonna ask you that. So that's most likely gonna be live video interview rather than on-demand video interview. Okay, so behavior question and the industry knowledge question. So the industry knowledge question, as investment banking or financial service as in general. So there are 2 types of, I guess, industry knowledge question. One is the market, right? They will ask you about the market trend, the market news, any big news that you're following relate to their industry, and what is your opinions, what is your, any thoughts on that. So the recruiter really try to understand that if you kind of follow the market, and if you really, if the candidate really, have great passion in this specific industry, they definitely need to follow the market. So that's one thing they kind of evaluate a candidate for. And the second thing is usually the job function, right? Usually you apply this job, you definitely know about, the department function, within the whole organization, like what is this department do, and, what is your work related to the overall company operation. So the job function or department function usually embedded with industry knowledge. So that's something you definitely need to know, right? I know a lot of just to better research on this. I know a lot of company on the company website, you can check, all the organizational chart, and each specific department, they will tell you very granular information on that. So just make sure to study that, because that could be one of the video interview questions. And the second part is behavior question. Behavior question, by all means, is the most important question, are they? Especially come with, the first 2 rounds of video interview or interview in general, right? So there are how to, really deliver a good answer for behavior question. Same thing as resume, as drafting your resume. There's one method called STAR method, STAR method. That's very important. That's also applied for video interview answering, right? So you want to make sure that you have very logical, very structured answer. So STAR should be the one. All right. And I think a lot of people ask me, hey, I know the structure, but it's I still have no idea how to prepare it. I don't know like how many portions should I say too much or should I say a little bit, right? So I did a little research on this. My suggestion, this is just based on my own research. My suggestion is 2-2-4-2 method. So basically the situation is just 2 sentences. So at the end of the day, 10 sentences should be more than enough to deliver your message, right? You can say a little bit more, but 10 should be the minimum to answering a good interview question. So 2 sentences allocate to situation. The situation is basically you provide a little bit of background of, the company you work for, the time, the project, how many people you work with during specific story that you're going to deliver. So 2 sentences will be good enough. The next one will be task. Task basically is just the challenge, right? The problem you're facing in your story. That what type of challenge you're facing. Is that the team conflicts, disagreement, all those behavior questions. So basically tell me your problem. 2 sentences, that should be fine. And the most important part is the action. The A is very, very important. So 4 sentences, right? But your good video interview answer, one action is not good enough. You're gonna provide a very structured action. Usually gonna be like a step by step, right? So let's say the first step, I kind of evaluate, the problem, and the second step, I kind of gathering the team and just to brainstorm ideas. And the third step, kind of like a step-by-step process. That could be very, very good example for action, 4 sentences. And just the result. Result 2 sentences will be fine, right? Just as long as you tell me, what did you learn from this experience, and what is the end result for this, and that's it. And one thing I think I need to bring is how to end with your question. Just remember, it's 3 minutes, right? You probably 300 words, you probably 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes, you should be done. But I see a lot of candidates that record video interview. They saying, "Hey, that's it. That's basically my answer." That's not very powerful note to end with your question, right? With your answer. So my suggestion is your ending note should relate to the question, right? Either saying, "Hey, that's basically how I handle pressure. That's basically how I handle this difficult situation like this." You always want to relate back to the question, or you give me some takeaway, right? What did you learn, and whatever you learn, how can you add value to my current company? So that should be pretty powerful end note, rather than that's it, I'm done, right? Yeah. So that's basically how you're answering, I guess, behavior question and also industry knowledge question. And sometimes people will ask me is, what type of behavior question are they, right? What company looking for, right? I mean, a recruiter asks you a behavior question for some full reason, right? They want to evaluate certain metric of your background, right? That's why they design certain, I guess, behavior question. There are 7 big metric for evaluate a candidate from behavior question. So number 1 is the leadership. The leadership is important. So they're gonna ask you some leadership question. And teamwork. Teamwork is also important. And number 3 is the pressure handling, right? How did you handle the difficult situation? Number 4 is culture fit, right? The culture fit. They want to kind of evaluate that you really like whatever the company doing or a certain industry. They want to see you have the loyalty or you have the possibility to stay with them for a long time. That's basically culture fit question. And number 5 is problem solving. They want to see how you handle difficult situation and what type of thought process you take, the problem solving. Number 6 is reliability and detail orientation. Right? So if you're a reliable person or you can conduct work with very limited supervision. So that's something they want to know. And lastly is work ethic. Ethical question is, especially investment banking, they always ask you one of the compliance question. Right? That's kind of I'm not sure if you guys heard about HireVue. HireVue, especially all the 9 major investment bank, they ask you 5 questions. Usually one of them, kind of compliance question. Right? They ask you, hey, if your clients ask you very sensitive information and just very urgently, how do you react? Or what if your classmate is cheating in the exam? How do you react? They want to see, how do you react in a difficult situation like that to evaluate your kind of compliance knowledge or compliance level. So that's pretty much, there's the 7 big metric on behavior question, on how to answer in behavior question and the basic structure on that. Do you guys have any question? You can feel free to jump in. Okay. All right. I guess the next thing is, like I mentioned, right? So I was looking for a job. I was have a lot of challenge, and rigorous career service helped me a lot. Helped me to prepare a video interview. The interview, there was no video interview at that time. Interview and also fixing the resume. So I feel like currently there's a big gap. Still, right? There's a big gap between job seeker and the recruiters, right? I feel like the current ATS, once job seekers submit a resume, they become just one individual data point in ATS system. So I'm not saying this is wrong, but I feel like it could be better. It could be better to have a little bit of human interaction, human touch. So that's why I'm building HireBeat. So to provide, I guess, a little bit of human touch and also video interview. But also, just let you know, a lot of people saying, hey, I don't like video interview because I'm speaking to the camera. That's kind of awkward, right? Kind of awkward. But the good thing, think about the positive side. Because before, due to the company's human capital limitation, they can only conduct certain number for phone screening. So let's say I receive 100 resumes, right? So I select the final 20 people to be a video interview. That was before. But now, because of one-way video interview, the company was able to increase their scope, right? So the job seeker have more opportunities, have better chance, have second chance to showcase themselves by recording video. So I think that's very good things. I think that's something, right? So everybody need to kind of be prepared for it. And the current solution for job seeker is just, there's no good solution. Basically, they just use videos, to use their cell phone to record themselves, but they don't know the question. They don't kind of, a little bit, it's not a very effective way. So that's why we are basically building a HireBeat. Let me just share my screen to show you a little bit about our product, can help you, right? So, okay. All right, so I hope you guys can see the screen. So this is the interface of HireBeat. We are basically ATS, but we're more than ATS. We are building a video platform embedded with ATS. But we are offering this solution to the business, help business to better streamline their hiring process. But however, like I said, there's a big gap. I also want to help job seeker as well, right? I feel like in the current market, the employer has a lot of powerful tool to screening the candidates. I feel like on the other side of the table, job seeker also deserve a better tool to increase their opportunity or chance to get a better job. All right, so go to the hirebeat.co. You will see the job seeker side and click the home page. All right, this is the web page. We build a bridge to your dream job, right? Sign up is free. You don't have to pay anything. You don't even have to put a credit card information. You can just type in your email and done. Let me just show you a little bit. Let me just log in my job seeker account. All right, so that is the dashboard. That is the interface. We have a lot of, I guess, resources and tools to help you to better prepare. So one of the tool is find a job, right? It's kind of like a job board. You can find 7 million jobs in the US on our platform. So you don't have to go anywhere. Basically, you can just apply here. That's one, but it's nothing special here. The second one is company tips, right? Especially you're, facing investment banking, financial industry, and consulting. We have company data. Let me select Goldman Sachs, my prior employer. All right, so we save you a lot of time doing company research. right? So you can see the company overview. You can go to the company website. A lot of information you can see here. And also the employer ratings. We will give you the hiring category for the current trend. So as we can tell, 52% is technology. So we all know, investment banking hire a lot of tech person to do AI stuff, right? So this will tell you kind of like, hiring trends. And we also give you the revenue number. We give you the average salary number. And we also give you the common questions that Goldman Sachs usually ask. So you can basically just see in here without researching on the internet, right? And so that will be one of the features, okay? And also the blog. Blog is basically provide you some educational information you can just practice. And the major function I want to get into it is the resume, right? We all know the company uses ATS, right, to check certain keyword, compare with the job description and matching. 75% of the resume never been seen by anybody, or just removed by the system because of the keywords. So we build a similar tool for you guys, for job seeker. So all you need to do, you can either upload a resume, or you can just copy paste the resume here, your resume. And also you select the job title and copy the job title description here. All you need to do is click scan, and then you're done. Let me show you the end result. I'll go here, go to my resume. So that's the testing job position I did before, right? So we'll tell you the degree of matching, right? 31 out of 100. We will tell you, okay, the education match or certain keyword matching, or even you have too many things on your resume. But we also check if you have measurable result on your resume. And we give you certain keyword that we identify. Most likely company ATS will use it, but not showing up on your resume. But I know we offer, similar to on the employer side, kind of like a conflict of interest, but it's not. We use different metric, we use different granularity to it, so there's no conflicts in it. All right, so once you know certain keyword you need to fix your resume. Once your score get 75, above 75, pretty confident that you will pass the first stage, unless your GPA or some other things be a roadblocker. But that will be it, right? You can scan it. You can get a result right away. And another thing is video interview, right? Like I say, video interview, you don't know how to practice, we can help you to practice by yourself. Right? We have behavioral question and technical question. Click technical questions, select a certain industry. And then the camera will be on. You can record it. You can do a video recorder, you can do an audio recorder. Let me show you the result, my videos, technical question. Right, so let's say this is the first did before. All right, this is a technical question for investment banking. All right, so we will analyze all the filter word, the speed, the pace of speed, any negative word that you use, any pause too long, we will analyze those too. And we also give you the action plan to how to feel better, right? And if that's not good enough, we also give you the simple answer and how should you address this technical question for investment banking. We will provide you that. All right, so if that's behavioral question, let me go back. That's behavioral question, you can select different category. Let's say you can select different metric, teamwork, leadership. But once you're done, go back to the dashboard. This is the prior one I did it before. Yeah, we all give you the all the analytics. But also for behavioral question, we give you AI feedback as well. You can request that. We give you AI feedback about those metrics we analyze. We don't analyze your face. We analyze everything you say and use NLP technology to give you kind of like idea about what real human will think about your answer. All right, so that will be it. So our pricing is this. Our pricing is $20 per month. You can do everything unlimited on my platform. But one thing I have to admit is I feel guilty to charge job seekers, especially regulars community. So I want to offer our product, job seeker side, for free forever. I don't want to say forever, forever is too long, to the existence of HireBeat. I want to really help a job seeker, because I'm thinking when I was looking for a job, I don't want to spend too much money on that, right? I want to find a job, not paying somebody. We want to offer that for free, as long as you reach out to us or reach out to Rutgers Career Service and mention about us, and we will give you for free forever. All right. That's pretty much it. Right. So yes, to answer your question, the software available to everybody, right? So everybody on the internet can use it for free, but we do have premium service, like $20 per month. But we want to offer that to Rutgers community. If you're a current student or alumni, we want to offer that for free. Yep. All right. So another question on the comment box is are there any specific questions you recommend asking during the video interview could be asked in person? Well, it's really on, you mean from employer side of things, or, job seeker cannot ask. So yeah, I was saying that just, culture fit, right? The culture fit is something is very important, especially, for junior level, because video interview, one-way video interview, usually for hiring, young talent from 0 to 3 years experience, or maybe 0 to 4 years, or internship. Usually the higher level, the people don't want to conduct video interview. Just on-demand video interview. They want to still, seeing a little bit of respect from, the employer side. They want real people talk to them. But for young talent, that will be the one to do it, right? And for the technical question, you can always save for later. So usually the behavior question. So the culture fit usually going to be the majority of the video interview. Yeah. Okay. Any question? That's pretty much all my presentation today. And I have some time to answering all the question or concern or feedback. And I really hope I'll be able to help you guys, because the reason I left Goldman is really, trust me, chasing money and big title is definitely not my priority goal. I really want to solve problem, and there is a big problem on both sides in the recruiting market. And by helping you guys, solving your job hunting problem, that's pretty much the reason we exist, right? That's a big mission for us. So that's why we're willing to offer that for free forever to Rutgers communities. All right. Okay, so if there is no further question, thank you so much for attending this meeting. And I think the recorded video will be on YouTube later, and appreciate that. And if you guys want to reach out to me for using our service for free, feel free to reach out to me or career service at Rutgers. Thank you so much, and I wish you guys all the best and continue to be well. Thank you. Bye.